Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another stream, everyone. We go again, 3 more game weeks. And last week was a rough week, I can't lie. But we're going to look forward until we finish this year. It's been an amazing year so far, though. Hello. I hope everyone is well. Long time no see. It was a long game week last week. But we'll keep pushing forward. So I'm in a bit of a predicament this season, or not this season, this week, as I'm sure a lot of you are. I'm not looking good, to be honest, but we'll find out together what we're gonna do. Looks like I'm gonna be playing triple Spurs this week, which is not ideal. Hello to everyone in chat: Bobby Evans, Reese, Clay, as usual, Nadal, how are we? George, my mod, Ahmed, Sam Choi, hello, good evening. But yeah, as of right now, it looks like we're playing triple Spurs, which don't even get me started about Spurs Chelsea, man. So basically, I was very, very sick this week. I was absolutely dying. And I was in bed watching Spurs Chelsea, man. And my expectations were low, but fucking hell, we were terrible. My God, it was bad. Refical, hello, Choi. Benjamin Latero, oh man, my team is in shambles as well. Currently done a Dogie to White. Yeah, Dogie's not a bad move at all. Or White is not a bad move at all. Sorry if I'm stuttering a small bit, by the way. I'm still a bit sick, so my head is not clear. But yeah, I don't mind White at all. Arsenal defense isn't too bad, even though they only have one fixture next week. So I don't mind bringing in any of the boys, to be fair. Downtown in chat, Gandamo. Sharif says Palmer captaincy ? It's not a bad shout. I just feel like Haaland will be chasing the golden boot still. I remember when we found out he was injured, he said that he really wanted to play because of the golden boot, and he wanted to be involved as much as possible. So I feel like with the last 3 game weeks to go, it could be clutch time for Haaland. That's just me though. So I think for me this week is a bit easy on Haaland captaincy. Usually I'm much more open though to going elsewhere. Chess Clashes says Van de Ven or Emerson Royale. I'd be going Van de Ven for sure. Emerson Royale dropped an absolute stinker, man. It was woeful. He stank up the gaff for sure. So I'd be trying to stay away from him, to be honest. Like, I think Ange will be open to experimenting, especially with now we don't have much to play for. And potentially we could see a Van de Ven at left back, just because how bad Emerson has been. It's not likely now, but there's an odd chance. So if I were to get any of the two, it would be Van de Ven for sure. George says Spurs could potentially have no wins in 5. Look, I don't know about that. I'm still a bit optimistic. At least we can score a few goals and maybe beat Sheffield United and Burnley. But I can see what you're saying. We are shit, yes. Downtown says, Choi, Big Ange has let you down again. Get rid of these bums. You know what? I'm not in a position to get rid of them at this point. Like, that's the issue. The way my team is set up, I need to hold on to some dodgy players for next week. And I have issues elsewhere. Not going to lie. I'm not going to finish the season as strong as I'd hope. The wildcarding early kind of done me in, and Spurs being shit kind of let me down. Like, if Spurs were somewhat decent right now, you wouldn't mind starting them, but we haven't even scored many goals recently. Again, I still think we'll score against Liverpool. You know, I don't know why, but with Van Dijk potentially being out, I think there is a chance that we do score. Harry Younger says, hi Chai. Hello Harry. Petrovic or Onana? I think I would start Petrovic if I had him. I'm going to be starting Onana because I think it's actually quite unfortunate last week. Onana was on for 11-pointer. But then he was being an idiot in the 85th minute and gave away a penalty. Typical, like. But I feel like United will concede chances. And you just hope that maybe he makes a few saves and keeps a clean sheet. That's my thought process anyway. But it's not ideal, you know what I mean. Will Guardiola start? I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed, but I would say it's likely. He's their best fullback. In current form, in my opinion, and I expect him to do well, especially at home. You'd expect him to start, especially with how good he's been playing. And they're not in Champions League as well, so I don't see why not. Khaled says Spurs made you ill. Come on, Arsenal, or come to Arsenal. Nah, no chance, man. I'd rather be ill than support Arsenal. Sports betting tipster says I'm the greatest FPL of all time. I don't know what that means, but fair play. Bench Son or Gordon this week? Okay, so that will be the main question this week. And before I answer it, I want to ask you guys what you do, because I know a lot of people have this question as well. So let's do a poll. Who to bench? Let's do Gordon, Son. I think a lot of people have Bruno as well. Bruno, and who's the other one? I feel like there's one more player that everyone is looking to bench. Son, Gordon, Bruno, and Jackson. That's who it is. I will get into it in a second. I want to see what you think. Okay. Where am I? So yeah, my team is fairly shit, man. I don't know what to do. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys or not, but this week I'm actually flying to the UK to meet up with Gianni Buttici. We're going to play a match on Sunday, which is a training match for the actual game week 39 North versus South, which I will be attending regardless if I'm playing. So I'm fairly excited for that, but it should be some good fun. What transfer are you doing this week? Bobby, I actually haven't a clue. Usually I know what I'm going to do before the week even starts, but my team is in such a shambles that I have to think about it, which is unusual. Usually I know by now, but I don't, which is weird. But we'll get onto that as well. Why are you benching Son against a Liverpool team with nothing to play for? I'm not benching Son, and the only reason I would is because he's been playing poor. But again, I don't think I would bench Son out of that lot. Refical says Jackson easy. Prince says get well soon, Shai. Thank you, appreciate you. Con Clasher, top 5 defenders to bring in the final games of the season. Number 1, Dallo. No, why did I say Dallo? Number 1, Guardiola. Then I would say Dallo is second. I don't know, man. Do you know those type of picks that are obscure and they don't make sense? I feel like Dallo is in the top 5 for sure. Probably an Arsenal defender. Third, Walker. Yeah, Walker's a great shout. And who's one more? Well, I wouldn't say Porro, but I would say if it was for next week and the last game of the season, it would be Porro. Burnley and City, not the worst games, and then Sheffield United. So I think a Spurs asset next week would be there. This week, obviously not ideal against at Anfield. We always seem to struggle at Anfield as well. So again, not a fixture I'm looking forward to, but we'll see what happens. White -4 or Van de Ven. We'll play next week. White instead of buying Dunk. I think I'll just play Van de Ven. Gordon should be benched surely. I don't know, man. Gordon versus Burnley, is it? The poll is very, very split, and I think it's for good reason. Jackson just come off a good goal. Bruno got bonus points after playing really well. Son played fairly shy, and Gordon has a really good fixture. So I think there is a case. I don't think there's a right answer in my opinion. I feel like any of the 4 could return this week for sure. Can I close? Yeah, I can. Captain Palmer or Isaac? I actually don't think they're the worst options this week. Random content. They're not bad shouts at all. The only thing is I just feel like Haaland this week is such a good option. More so than those two being not bad options, if you know what I mean. So I still prefer to captain Haaland. If I had to choose between either of them though, I think it would be Isaac. So yeah. The Palmer return was very unfair to Son captainers. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, Richie. I knew they were going to give it as an assist, but you didn't mean to assist him. I don't know if that was intended direction, if you know what I mean. But I mean, fair enough. Again, Son wasn't great, so it is what it is. What changes would you make to your team if you're wildcarding? Oh man, I'd change my whole team if I was wildcarding, to be honest. If I was wildcarding, for sure, I'd have KDB. I'd have KDB, Haaland and Guardiola. That would be my like 3 for City. I'd have a bench of Son, Pedro Porro and Richarlison. I'd still have Onana, but I'd have Petrovic. I think Sanchez had a setback in training for Chelsea, which makes Petrovic an even better option now. That's the only thing that put me off getting him. And of course, he came in with an 11-pointer. I think I'd have Gordon, Isaac, and maybe a Burn or a Trippier. Trippier won't be fit to play this week, but he probably will be back next week. And then of course I'd have Palmer, and maybe what's his name, Jackson. So yeah, I'd have definitely a lot of changes, and a Dallo as well. We'll be scrolling on Twitter as usual, by the way. Let me get back to that poll. How are we looking? Yeah, so nearly 20% across the board. Son and Bruno tied, which is interesting. You know what? I don't think Bruno is a bad shout because what's it called? Because he's apparently has a knock, or maybe it's his broken hand, but he could be benched, but I think it's still unlikely. Bruno is a machine, man. Where am I? Am I putting the armband on a very in-form Isaac at the moment? I'm even considering Salah as a punt too. You know what? Just proving I'm more ill than you, Chai. Yeah, you're not wrong. I actually think Salah at Tottenham versus Tottenham is being very, very underlooked. Usually we'd consider Salah. Now I know all that bollocks with Klopp, but I just feel like that shit happens all the time. I don't think those two have been very, very close like that anyway. I think it's also nothing, the fact that he was benched. Like, I wouldn't make a big deal of it, especially with Klopp leaving soon. So I think Salah will start, and from what I know of being a Spurs fan, Salah loves playing against Tottenham, man. So I'm not looking forward to that, but at least no one owns it anymore. So maybe it's not the worst shout. Buy Watkins or Wood? I think I'd buy Watkins. Just for the fact, Watkins might still think he's a chance at Golden Boot, and Villa might want to cement top 4 as well. So just to take any questions out of it, maybe Watkins will just do the job for him. Ariola Torreira for double Arsenal offence. Already have Vicario. You know what? I don't mind Vicario as a shout, to be honest. Ariola Torreira for the double Arsenal offence is interesting. I know FPL Raptor. I'm sure a lot of you watch him. He was actually contemplating about going triple Arsenal, which I thought was interesting, man. Is it the best idea? Maybe not, but I don't think it's the worst shout. Doubling up. Doubling up, I don't mind. Who would I prefer instead of Raya if I didn't go there? I would probably go Petrovic or Onana still over Raya, in my opinion. Kenneth the Nets says Salah to Bruno, Solanke to Haaland for a -4. I think I would do everything I could to get Haaland, but I don't think I'd sell Salah this week personally if I had him. But again, you could do. I think, especially with Bruno potentially being injured, but you need Haaland this week, so yeah, I would do it. Should I buy KDB or Foden? I think if you're in a position where you can go with either, it's definitely KDB. If your team still needs a bit of funds elsewhere, I'd go Foden. But I think KDB is a nice differential still. Beardy in chat, how are you? Hi, Chai. Is Watkins a good captaincy shout? Not a bad one. Who do they play? I'm fairly sure it's a good fixture. Ooh, where are you? Villa. Am I blind? Bro, I just can't see Villa's. Oh, there they are. I'm blind, man. They're playing Brighton. That's actually not a bad shout, and I'm not sure what his effective ownership is now. But no, he's not the worst captaincy shout. I just think Haaland blows him out of the water still. Benjamin says he's got the 2-month badge. Yeah, congrats. Great to see that you're still supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm going to end that poll there. Interesting to see. 32% says Son benched. Okay, so what would I do in this situation? For me, it has to be between Gordon and Jackson. The reason being is only because those two are the ones not on penalties. I don't know, it sounds stupid, but even the likes of Son and Bruno, when they don't play well, all it takes is a penalty or a free kick, man. Don't get me wrong, Jackson and Chelsea are playing well. Again, there's no right answer to this, so take this with a grain of salt for sure. But look, I don't think I could bench Gordon versus Burnley, man. Newcastle, especially against the lower side teams, I feel like they do very well. So I think it would be Jackson. Saying that, he just scored against Spurs, but it just makes more sense in my eyes. Get your eyes checked. Yeah, Madison, I'm completely blind, man. I don't know what's going on. Madison, how am I? I've been sick, I can't lie, but I'm trying my best here. Yeah, if you could do me a favour, like George says, if you could hit a like, much appreciated, lads. Luis Diaz to Foden, yes. Triple Luton defence, they'll turn into 14-50 in Leicester. Relegation scrap. Yeah, that would be so gas. Maybe one for the FPL challenge. Sean says, are you considering an Arsenal defender, Choi? I don't know, man. I really don't know what I'm going to do this week. I think I'm going to get rid of Zabanya. But then when I think of it, like, the only person I'm going to bench this week is probably Porro. And I know you're saying Madison's right there, get rid of him. But with a double coming up, it doesn't make sense to get rid of him still. And I know, I just have to bite the bullet, like, and hope he plays against Burnley. Like, that Burnley fixture alone, I might have to hope he just does something. But I think I'm going to hold on to Madison. Just because it's a double. And I know he's not been great and he mightn't even start. But again, I have Zabanya, who plays Arsenal and doesn't have good remaining fixtures. I have Gusto, who doesn't look like he's going to be back for the double. And I have Reguilon, who, don't get me wrong, is in good form, but doesn't have any doubles. So it makes sense to get rid of one of the three of them first. Hugo Dean with the super chat. He says, start Burn or Branthwaite. Keep it up, mate. Much appreciated. Who do Everton play? Let me make sure I'm getting this right. Everton have been really solid, man. And they play Luton, which is a lovely fixture, I can't lie. Do I see Newcastle conceding? To be honest, I think the Everton away at Luton is a better fixture. Just because Everton are so solid, man. And I've seen too many times Sean Dyche, like a team of his, do this. Like, they just can hold out for clean sheets somehow. It's fairly mad. But who would I start? Burn or Branthwaite? Again, I think that is a flip of a coin now that I think of it. Like, surely Burn. I would go Burn. But yeah, I would be. Yeah, George says Burnley are fighting to stay up. That's a good point. Chat, okay, just because there's a super chat, let's do a poll. Who would you bench, Branthwaite or Burn? I'm stuck on this one as well. Let's see. Branthwaite or Burn? This is for Dean. I'm fairly sure I scuffed that spelling, but I'm gonna flog it in anyway. Who are you starting, boys and girls? Do you consider Nicholas Jackson? For who though? Like, yeah, don't mind the spelling, by the way. I know. Like, I have Alvarez, who I'm hoping will get one game in the double. Again, not ideal, but we just have to make work of what we have. Burnley are so bad from set pieces. Yeah, this is true, and Branthwaite is a monster in the air. Who to bench? Son, Gordon or Bruno? I think I would bench Bruno, just because I couldn't bench Gordon versus Burnley, I don't think. Let's see. Guardiola or Burn? I would get Guardiola for sure. Guardiola all day. See, this is a tight poll, man. 50-50, you know what I mean? It's a tough one. I don't think I'd be pissed off with it, like, whatever way I'd go. I just have to accept the fact that, like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Choi, best replacements for Schär and Van Heck. Schär. Look, so Schär is an interesting one. He done an interview for, I think it was Swiss media, and he basically said that he's not going to be out for the season. But I don't know if Eddie Howe is just lying or what. But he's probably not going to be back for the next game. But surely he'll be back for one of the games out in the double. I'd still get rid of him though. Best replacement though, Guardiola, Dallo or Byrne for sure. Who to bench? Son, Solanke, Odegaard. Son, Solanke, Odegaard. Probably Son, man. Solanke, Odegaard is playing Bournemouth. Am I lying? Arsenal are playing Bournemouth, yeah. Okay, actually, I benched Solanke, man. I didn't realise. I'm just an idiot, yeah. Definitely bench Solanke. Arsenal are just too good defensively, man. Who to bench? Super chat from QKA. Sonny or Jackson? Like I said, for me it would be Jackson, man. Just because Son's on the penalties. Don't get me wrong, we have been useless. So bad. But even then, like, I don't think we're going to play any worse than we have against Liverpool. And Liverpool are our bogey team. Especially at Anfield, man. But I don't think they'll get a clean sheet. Especially with Van Dijk potentially being out. So I just roll the dice with Son, man. Bruno's Son to Havertz for a -4. I don't think so, to Mosa. Nah, no chance. Not this week anyway. Eddie Casey says, hi Choi, should I do a -4 to Schär to Byrne? I already did Brantwaite to Van Heck. -4 for Schär to Byrne. What other defender would you be starting instead, Eddie Casey? Let me know. Levi or Levy says, worried about Everton not playing as hard now that they are safe. I don't know, man. They'll be still trying to finish as high as possible, I imagine. So I don't know if you can take that into account. Bench 1, Tony versus Fulham, Garnacho versus Crystal Palace, or Son versus Liverpool. Probably Garnacho versus Crystal Palace, I would say. Crystal Palace will look good, man. They have looked very, very good. Madison says, are you checking teams right now or not? Yeah, Madison, send me in your team ID. I'll have a look. Are you planning to have all double game week players for game week 37? Let me show you how my team is looking for game week 37. It's unusual. It's not looking good. So let's just say in theory I rolled my transfer this week. This will be my team next week. It's mad because we have a lot of doublers. It's just not the ones you'd want, I think. And a few injuries as well. So we'd have 2 transfers going into 37. And then I don't know if Gusto will be fit or not. But we'll be moving on Flecken for maybe a... I'm hoping to go for Pope as a differential. Because I know a lot of people have their keepers in place. And Pope would be nice. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets any minutes this week. Maybe not, hopefully, against Brighton. We'll see. And then obviously I'd have Zabania moved on to maybe a Trippier. Again, it depends on fitness. But I would love to go to Trippier. Again, it really depends on what I do this week though. So he's currently in the boy training, trying to get his fitness back up. But yeah, that would be a nice differential little bench boost. Alvarez, I would say, gets one of the games. I'd like to hope so anyway. And then 38, it looks a bit better. But again, my team is not the greatest. Kind of collapsed on an early wildcard, but we'll try and make do with what we have. Hoyland to Jackson and Gusto to White for a -4. Why not? I personally hate this move. Yeah, man, it's painful to do. I think I'd hold on to Hoyland personally and just go Gusto to White. Any update on Eze? Not that I know of. Shakib. I haven't heard anything anyway. Let's have a little scroll on Twitter before we check Mazin's team. Prass, what's he doing? feel most at ease emotionally benching United player. So that's what I'm doing. Good luck. Starting Shar just in case he starts. See, I love that. This is what I meant. Like, just because Eddie Howe is always full of shit in his press conferences, man, you never know if Shar plays. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, very good team though. He's starting Son and benching Bruno. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look. Andy Martin. Brantwaite and Darwin over Son. Madness. Yeah, I feel like this benching thing will be interesting this week. We'll see how it goes. I'm personally not confident about it at all. I wouldn't be surprised if any of them return. Okay, let's check Madison's team. 219502. Okay, so this is Madison's team. What did he say? Set up for a bench boost next week, no problem. Let's have a look. So, very nice team for this week, in fairness. Still have Bradley though, Gusto, who is not going to play. Solanke, I think I just hold on to at this point, playing against Brentford. Areola, will he play against Luton? Maybe. So you definitely have to get rid of Bradley. Okay, let me see how your team is for next week. You have Gabriel versus United, which is not ideal. Saka. Interesting. Interesting, Mazin. I think you have to keep your keepers in this situation. You have to get rid of Bradley. You keep Solanke. You keep the Arsenal boys. Maybe get rid of Gusto. So who can you do Bradley to? Pretty much no one. 4.4. Can you afford anyone for 4.4? I don't think so. Maybe a Harry Maguire. That's who I'd go with. Maguire. But maybe not this week. You could do that next week. So who would I do instead? Let's have a look. Man, your team isn't very well set up, I have to say. No offense. Same as mine though. Mine's kind of cooked as well. But you have to get rid of Bradley, man. Look, I'd just start your team as is here this week, and I get rid of Bradley and just do Maguire, yeah. And then next week, then you move on. You move on your Gusto if he's not fit. And then you kind of have a luxury of one transfer this week. You have to just firm not having everyone doubling, I think. Look, Brentford at home for Solanke, not the worst fixture in the world. And same with Areola at home to Luton. So just see the fitness of Gusto, I would say. And then you have a free transfer to work with. Who would I get with your transfer? I'm not sure, to be honest, though. I suppose you don't mind playing Triple Arsenal versus United as well. So yeah, I'm cooked. Yes, I'm cooked as well though, so don't worry. I just need to know who you're captaining. I'm captaining Haaland, man, no doubt. I think he's gonna be like 180% EO again this week, which is not a surprise. Everyone is gonna be on him for sure. Yeah, so I'm traveling tomorrow to the airport around 5 o'clock, and Gianni's picking me up. It's going to be fairly mad. Get to meet up with the CGA guy. And apparently, or maybe, we're going to see if Neil Robertson's around. So, be interesting to see what happens. T-Money says, would you bring Guardiola for Shar? Bench Jackson and bench boost next week. Steal for vicariously. Would I bring in Guardiola for Shar? Yes. Would I bench Jackson? Yes. If that means starting Son. And would I bench boost next week? Yes. And would I do steal for Vicario? No. Start Robertson or Reguilon? Man, I'd start Reguilon. Surely Spurs. Surely to God Spurs score a goal, like, you know what I mean? Surely, anyway. Hi, Shai. Buy White or Brantwaite for Bradley? I would buy White. Best Matters replacement. Oh man. Who would I get? Gordon. I don't know, you have a lot of options, to be fair. Gordon, Bruno. Look, the best option is KDB, man. I love KDB as differential. So yeah, definitely KDB. FPL Doctor, how are we? Hello, boss. Dilemma with my defense. Porro, Burn, Rhea, my only fit defenders. With Nori, Van Heck, Gusto flagged. 1 free transfer. Do I buy Guardiola and White for a -4, or buy one and start him alongside Porro plus Burn? I think I would play one and not do a -4, just because Porro and Burn double next week, so I wouldn't get rid of either of them, and just hope they come up with something this week. That's what I would do, I think. So yeah, I love the way you're always you're deep in thought process when you come in here, FPL Doctor. Start Morris or Sonny. What transfers are you making? I'm unsure, to be honest. I actually haven't a clue yet. Bench one, Tony. Oh, I answered that already. Oh no, I did. Yeah. Start Maguire or Romero? I think I'd start Maguire. He has actually some decent attacking threat as well, to be fair. Lewis says, who would you go for instead of Robertson, or would I be worth holding him at this point instead of a -4? I think you just play him this week instead of a -4. Just because, look, Tottenham have been useless, man, and Robertson can come up with something. That's pretty much it. But don't be disappointed if he blanks. Spurs have been useless, man. And look, -4, who are you going to get that's going to cover him? There's realistically not many other people. So yeah, Haaland for Foden or KDB. If I had the luxury, I'd definitely go KDB for sure. Are you planning on having 2 free transfers for 38? Says David. I don't think so, David. My team won't be well set up enough in 37, so I don't think I would. Okay, let's get back to my team. Anyone have any suggestions on what I should do this week? Because I don't think it's looking good, bruv. I think my best bet is doing Zabanya and benching Porro. For who is a good question. I don't know. And I'm really screwed if Guardiola gets benched, but I don't think it's likely. So Zabanya to maybe a Burn, I'm feeling. I can't really think of anyone else. I don't fancy doubling up on United defence either. That's the thought process. Another red arrow for me, by the way, this week. We dropped around 200 places, man. Kind of sucked. Let me close that poll, actually. It was 50-50 in the end, so we didn't get an answer, but that really tells you how tight that is. A Dinger out for Gordon. Madison to Gordon. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, actually, now that I think of it. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Madison to Gordon against Burnley. Then you have the double next week. You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do Madison to KDB and Alvarez to someone for a -4. That would be great. But then again, I'll have a benching headache then, so it's not ideal. Or would I? If I done KDB and brought in a striker for next week. Ooh, how? Nah. Realistically though, if Madison gets 1 fixture and Alvarez gets 1 fixture, is it worth? That would be spicy. Let me open chat. Hold on. Bruno and Son to Odegaard and De Bruyne for a -8. No, I don't think so, man. Ben White is waiting for you. Yeah, Ben White done me nice in a double, to be fair. Madison says, City will use their best players. Yeah, I agree. I think so too. Elise or Gordon. Yeah, Elise is an interesting one. Burn and Gabriel. Start 2 of Maguire, Burn and Brantwaite. Man, I think I start Burn and Brantwaite. Bringing Cucurella, attacking threat. Yeah, he got fairly jammy last week. Nah, he played well, to be fair. I've never seen Cucurella play so well, and of course it's against Tottenham. You know what I mean? Typical, man. You can't make it up. George, any suggestions on what you do? Ian says, Yo Chai, Bruno to KDB for free this week. Absolutely, I like it, man. It's punty. It's a part. It's part of me of what I do for sure. De Bruyne triple captain, not this week. Maybe next week though. Isaac the next best? Is Isaac the next best? Why can't I say that? The next best captain. There you go. Yeah, probably I would say so. Providing you don't get hooked at 60, he's probably the second best. For this week, pick Dallo or Harry to burn. Harry or burn. Probably burn, I would say. Haaland in for Foden or KDB? For Foden, and then I'd have KDB and Haaland. Best defender for the running? Probably Josko Guardiola, man. Alex Fernandez says lose Madison. Yeah, would be ideal. Can't relate, went with KDB on wildcard. Yeah, lucky you. This kind of sucks. Who to captain if chasing? If you're chasing, probably Haaland. I just think Haaland is going to do the business this week. But if you're chasing, realistically, maybe a Salah, man. Salah versus Tottenham might be a shout if you have him. And if not, maybe an Isaac. Who to bench? Son or Fernandez? Probably Son, man. To be honest. Kills me to say it though. But Fernandez has been playing so well, man. And if he's not fit, I doubt he comes on. Surely not anyway. How would you use the chips in the last 3 game weeks if you had triple captain, bench boost, and free hit? Man, that's an interesting question. How would I do it? I would probably bench boost. Oh, that's a good question, man. I like it. I suppose it depends how you're set up. If my team was set up for it, I'd obviously bench boost in 37. I'd free hit on the last game of the week, and I'd use my triple captain on Haaland this week. That's what I'd do. I don't like if I had my triple captain now and I had to use it. I think I'd use it now, man. Actually, you could just save it next week, but of course, if you were using bench boost, then you can't. Madison or Muniz? Fucking Muniz, man. Been off Madison. Man, Madison's been so disappointing. You don't understand. Like what it could have been, man. Let me open up his little portfolio here. So I brought him in game week 28. Yeah, game week 28. He got me 9 points. And I was thinking, man, I'm a genius. This is going to go so well. And how wrong was I? And then he's just blanked ever since, like. Yeah, he's actually blanked since game week 28. Do I think he's benched next game? I don't think so. Surely not, like, after not being able to create a goal against Chelsea. Yeah, I think he starts anyway. Petro or Onana? I don't know, man. I think I would start Petrovic if I had him. I think. Who would you get in for one of Eze, Garnacho, Bruno, Palmer, Son for a -4? Who would you get in? Probably. Ooh. Who would you get in for one of Eze, Garnacho, Bruno, Palmer, Son for -4? Probably Gordon for Eze. That's what I would do. Salah to KDB. No, man. I think I'd hold on to Salah for maybe this week and then do KDB next week. But alternatively, like, there's nothing wrong with a KDB this week as well against Wolves. But maybe you want to see what happens with KDB this week first. Start Burn or Doughty. Can't believe you still have Doughty, man. That's crazy. But I would start Burn. Madison kills you. Yeah, I know, man. Madison has absolutely killed me. He made me sick as well. Watching that Chelsea game. Hi, Chai. What are your transfer plans for this game week? Right now, I have no plans. To be honest, I'm also thinking about rolling. Because, I mean, like, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Eddie Casey says, hi, Chai. You asked me to get back to you. And I was going to do a -4 to burnout. And you asked me who my other 2 defenders starting. Brantwaite, Gabriel, and Guardiola. Subs, Sharon, Porro. Yeah, I would take a -4, Eddie. I would. Cheers, Shy, no bother. Joey K says, hey Shy, hope you're doing well. Thoughts on Gusto to White for a -4 to bench Paro? Gusto to White. No man, I don't think that's. I don't think it's worth. No. Realistically, like, you just take the chance on Paro, I would say. Well, okay, Joey, I would do it if you're confident on Arsenal getting a clean sheet at Bournemouth. Am I confident of that? Maybe not. But if you are, I would do it. Son to Saka? Nah, no chance. I don't think so. He is a really good double next week, man. Doesn't make sense. Walker or Guardiola? Guardiola. Start Garnacho or Muniz? I think I'd start Muniz. Who does Fulham play? Let me make sure. Fulham play Brentford. Yeah, maybe Muniz. Noah Peter says, will you stream tomorrow? I don't know what's on tomorrow, man. The deadline is today, by the way, if you're unsure. It's actually in 48 minutes, so I hope you're ready. I've gone Bradley to sleeper. Yeah, nice one. White or Gabriel? Probably White if you have the funds. Petrovic or Pickford? Pickford. Thoughts on Isaac captain? Again, yeah, I don't mind it, but I just feel like Haaland is much better. Isaac is the second best captain, I would say. Or maybe a KDB. Thoughts on Bruno? I think he's a very underrated player, to be honest, man. Playing in a very bad team, but he always gets a lot of hate, and I can see why, but as a player, he's very good. Joey says, not confident at Arsenal right now. I don't think they keep another clean sheet this season. Thinking about it. Yeah, then I wouldn't get him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't bother bringing in White if I didn't think they're going to clean sheet. So yeah. Start Burn or Walker? I think I'd start Walker, man. I feel like for the run-in, City might do very well defensively. Son or Garnacho? I'd still start Son. Tony or Garnacho? Tony, man. That guy. Another man that's killed my season off. Players that have let me down this season with good fixtures. Tony, Madison, Paro. Crazy. But yeah, I think I'd still start Tony. He's like a bad smell. You just can't get rid of him, man. Where are we? You could do Madison to KDB and Zabanya to Romero. Ooh, I like that. I like that, Bobby. The only thing is I'd be bringing in Romero for Liverpool, which is not ideal. Let me have a look at that, actually. I really do like that. So you said... Oh, okay. So the issue with that, that's why I wasn't contemplating that, is I have Julian Alvarez, who is my third City asset. So I can't bring in another one, unfortunately. So yeah. Get Madison out. Yeah, it would be ideal. Flapjack is locked in. Shard to White. Shard to White. Why is White in an orange kit? Looks sus. Let's see if anyone in the comment section copped that. White turned orange, yeah. Andrew made comments on Wednesday. Oh, it's fake tan. That is brilliant. The fake tan rubbed off the kit. That's so good. Choi, why aren't you selling a Dingra to KDB and Alvarez to someone else? He won't get many minutes in these three fixtures. I don't know, man. I think a Dingra will get both games. He usually gets subbed early. And why don't I do Alvarez to someone else? I think he'll get one of the games. Chris says, what are your thoughts on so many people choosing to play Jackson instead of Son and Bruno? Yeah, see, in my opinion, I think if Bruno was fully fit, it'll be no question for me. It would be benching Jackson. But again, Jackson at home, especially when Chelsea have been on good form, man, they could finish the season strong, especially going for European places as well. So I do see the incentive for Jackson. Like, I don't actually mind it that much. Again, I really think it is a a toss-up though. Could be any of them. Is captain and KDB a bit risky? No, not necessarily as long as he starts. Again, we don't know if he's going to start, but not the worst option. Choi, I need to buy a defender this week to win my head-to-head league. Have Guardiola, White, Schär, Porro and Dalot. Who should I buy, you reckon? I have Guardiola, White, Schär and Porro and Dalot. I don't think you need to buy anyone, man. You have Guardiola, White and Dalot. I wouldn't mind starting that. Captain Foden or Haaland? Please say Foden. Nah, man, the answer is Haaland. I can't go against him this week. I'm an anti-Haaland guy. And you know when someone like me is saying Captain Haaland, that's when you know he's a good shout this week. I have 2 defenders injured, Van Heck and Gusto. Thinking of a -8. Gusto to Guardiola and selling Salah to KDB. Lol, went -12 last week. Yeah, what pains me to do a -4 this week is that I done a -8 last week, man. It hurts and I just can't stop. But yeah, they're not bad moves at all. Watkins, yeah, it's an interesting differential this week. I don't know if I'd go there though. I think I'd rather just play safe. That's brilliant. Oh man, I hate this shit. We're actually finished, man. So finished. Is Foden playing this week? Yeah, downtown, I would say so, yeah. Bench Garnacho or Højlund, Choi? I'd bench Garnacho. I'd just start Højlund. Rodri to Foden or KDB? KDB all day, man. Salah for Foden or Salah for Gordon? No. I would play Salah this week. Salah and Alvarez or KDB and Jackson? Salah and Alvarez or KDB and Jackson? KDB and Jackson, man. I would stay clear of Alvarez. Even though he's played the last 5 games, he's just been so poor. He's just not even worth it, man. Don't put that pain upon yourself. See, I could just bench boost with single game weekers next week. Like, let's say I done KDB. Okay, let's say I done Madison to KDB this week. That means I'll have to get rid of Alvarez and move on Alvarez. Like, I'm bench boosting with nothing then, you know what I mean? Pretty much nothing anyway. Who would I bring in? Maybe Højlund just for spicy vibes. Have 1.1 in the bank. And then next week I have 1 transfer. What would I do? Zabania onto 5.5 defender. There's pretty much no one. Maybe Burn. Like, does that look much better? Not really. I suppose the 11 looks better. But other than that, it's not great now. Yeah, not looking good, lads. Not looking good. Let me get back to some of your questions. How is Saka captain this week? Yeah, he's not one that a lot of people are looking at, and he could be an outside shout for sure. Is he top of my list though? No, not at all. John is 84th in the world. Fair play. Man, it's so tough at the top, man. Like, I've just been declining for a while now. But trying to keep up the consistency is so tough, man. We've been here like nearly 30 odd weeks, like, you know what I mean? It's very hard to keep up, man. It's mad being at these type of ranks though, because you kind of lose your perspective on things. Like, you start to overthink so many things, and like at the start of the game I just wasn't even thinking that hard. I was just going, yeah, him, I like him, and then got him. Again, obviously I was looking at content, but like I never second guessed myself, whereas now, like, I always second guess myself. It's crazy. What you're doing with Madison, Dylan, man, I'm unsure. I'm really unsure what to do. Ederson's son out for KDB and Petro. -4 is a word. Yes, I think so. Those are nice moves, to be fair. My bro, should I take a -4 hit to change Madison to Foden and Ruben? Who is Ruben? Is it Ruben Diaz? I wouldn't hit Ruben Diaz to Guardiola, no. Does Rico Lewis play at all again this season? I think he might get a game. One game, maybe. Watkins or Jackson as a differential. Trying to get 100k from 200k. As a differential. I don't know if Jackson's even a differential anymore. I feel a lot of people have him. When Jackson scored this week, he kind of killed my rank. I can't lie. Who would I go? I think I still go Jackson just for the double though. So okay, let's do a little scroll on Twitter. By the way, if you could leave a like on the stream, much appreciated, lads. By the way, if I'm not as upbeat as I usually am, I'm still a bit sick, so I'm trying my best. But keep faith, boys and girls. Trying my best. Only 3 game weeks to go as well, so let's see if we can finish this season somewhat decently. Saka for Son? I don't think so, man. Morris for Haaland? Nah. Wait, Morris for Haaland, yes. Robert says, hi Chai, so if you not think so much, who would you go with? If I didn't think so much, I don't know, man, because I am thinking, so it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, like, it's mad how close we were to the top at one point. Like, in game week 17 we were second at some point. We didn't finish second, but we were up 2 points away from first in the world, like, and then like slowly starts to trail off. Then you play a bad chip in 28, which like in the moment was good. It got me 2 nice green arrows. But then didn't work out in my favour come the next 4 or 5. But yeah, it happens. You just have to keep going. I actually need to do an FPL challenge team this week. Chai, who to start? Jackson, Son or Gordon? I would start Son. And I'd start Gordon. Who's your top 2 differential captains? De Bruyne for sure. De Bruyne and Isaac. I know it sounds very template, but there's not much else. FPL Doctor says, why is Haaland a better captain than Palmer? My captain is on Haaland, but Palmer is very tempting. You know what? That's not a bad shout at all. But I just feel like Haaland will be hungry this weekend, man. Again, he's missed out a lot of games, so I do think Haaland will just be out to get a hat-trick or something. Kaka says, are we just rolling and figuring out how to get Foden next week? Yeah, that's another way I could go. I could go Foden in instead of De Bruyne. Man, I need to figure this out. How long do I have? I have 36 minutes until the deadline. Fuck's sake. Am I really going to take another hit? Let me see what Ross is saying. I think the best strategy for my team is to bring in White and Gabriel. Oh man. It's going to be a tough week. And I'm going to be watching it with Yanni, which is going to be even worse. A Chelsea fan. We'll see how that goes. Let me see. Okay, I need to look at my team, lads. Am I crazy for captaining Salah over Haaland? No, I don't think so, man. Look, we're at coming to the end of the season. If you get a feeling for a player, I don't see why not, man. Just go for it. Why not? Okay, so what have I done Madison out? I think the play is Madison and Alvarez, man. It just looks so much better. Like, what striker would I bring in for Alvarez though? Because realistically, it's going to gain me maybe 2 extra fixtures. Robert says, maybe you should go KDB and Watkins for Alvarez and Madison. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all, to be fair. Watkins could be an interesting differential as well. The only thing is I don't have the funds to get Watkins. Let me bring up the fixtures. Where are they? Man, Jackson has West Ham, Forest, Brighton, and Bournemouth. Man, maybe he is the one. Shame he Sean says Wood, Conclasher says Wood, Ivo says Wood. Man, fuck's sake. Sheffield United, Chelsea, and Burnley. You know what? I don't mind it at all, to be fair. I don't mind it. Got to be the youngest Don in the top 1,000. You know what, T? What's crazy is I am young, right? But I have 7 years of FPL underneath my belt. Now, they mightn't be 7 years of great ranks, but I have a top 5k finish underneath my belt. So yeah, I reckon one of the highest rank at my age and one of the highest finishes at my age as well. And apparently, from what I hear, you get better at FPL as your age goes on. Rumour has it. But yeah, interesting take. Start Dotran Fofana or take a hit for Isaac. Don't know why I own Fofana. Man, it sounds like you fell for the game week 29 trap. I think I would take a hit for Isaac, yeah. Choi, why not a differential captain this week? Just because I think Haaland will kill it this week. It's not a week for a differential captain for me. Bring Havertz instead of Gordon for chasing and give him the armband. You know what? Bournemouth is a good fixture for Arsenal. But again, man, I can't sway my head away from Haaland. Okay, let me have a look again. A lot of people saying Chris Wood. I would love to go Wood. I love that guy, man. And he's getting a lot of chances, don't get me wrong. Man, imagine a Darwin for the remainder of the season. Darwin, who do you play? Tottenham, Villa, Wolves. Nah, I can't do it, man. I wish Spurs had a striker. Would be great. United, Hoyland. Does he score against Arsenal or Newcastle? Maybe not. You can't get anyone from Brighton. Chelsea have Jackson. I think the only person is Jackson, and it's a bit obvious as well. Let me just put Jackson in place here. Watch me get this benching. How have I ended up with a benching decision if I bring in Jackson? Jackson or Dingra? Maybe it's not even a headache. I just start Jackson. Maybe that's the play, chat. What do you think of that? I don't mind that at all. And then next week it looks better. It does look better. Again, my bench boost sucks, but like wouldn't be going near United assets as a fan. Yeah, I know, but reset game week. What would I do here? So Zabanya has to go to. Yeah, man, this bench boost sucks. It was even worth taking hits for a bench boost. I think I just keep Reguilon and play him against Bournemouth. Move on Zabanya for Burn for the double. Something like that. Is Flecken to a Pope Water? Sorry lads, I'm just tinkering by the way. Trying to see how would I set this up for next week if I were to do it. Man, that team looks fairly good to be fair. And just pray Gusto gets a game. I mean, there's not much else he can do with that. Shame about Madison, but I suppose it is what it is. Okay. One more scroll through Twitter. See what we're saying. Spiros, his team is locked in. Rolling the transfer. Man, the AI's team is so good, man. Doughty, though. I don't know how he's still there, but... Mark Parker, late in. How are we? Hope you're well. Who's your captain on Haaland all day? Am I really going to take another -4, man? I don't fancy it, lads. I really don't. But I want KDB, I think. Choi brother, Gibbs White or Gordon for 36 and 38. Free at 37. I want to get into the top 10k. Gibbs White or Gordon for 36 and 38. Who do Forest play this week? Forest play Sheffield United. Ooh, man, I think I'd go Gibbs White just for the differential, man. Who do Forest play in 38? Let me have a look. Yeah, man, I'd be going Gibbs White. I didn't realise their fixtures are so good. Adam says, who's a better transfer for the rest of the season, Foden or KDB? If you're looking for a bit of risk, KDB, man. Foden is like the obvious pick for the money, but just because a lot of people don't have Salah anymore, I think KDB can go for him. Godwin Chukwemeka says, should I double my defence with Man City or should I reduce my risk and start in Petrovic of Chelsea in goal? Double City. I'd double down for sure. Joseph says, yo Choi, I have my triple captain left. Who should I go for? Or bench boost in 37 though? Oh, you could be spicy and keep it for game week 38, or you could use it this week on Haaland. I don't know which one I'd do though, to be honest. If I were to use it this week, it would be on Haaland. And if it would be on the last game of the season, maybe on Haaland. Who does Haaland play last game of the season? He plays West Ham, which is a nice fixture. So, yeah, either or two. Sell Van Heck for free? Yes. Hoisho, who would you bench? Bruno for Mateta? Would you bench Bruno for Mateta? I would risk starting Bruno, to be honest. Bruno or Jackson? It's Bruno for me, providing he's fit, man. Yeah, I really don't know if he's going to play, but I just feel like he's always, he rarely ever misses a game, man. There's a good chance he still starts. Yeah, too many midfield spaces this week, Stephen Roach. I agree. What do you think of Solanke to Jackson and Chris Richards to Pedro Porro for -4? Yeah, my only issue with that is Pedro Porro is not a nice fixture this week. So maybe not. Paul says KDB is a must. Yeah, KDB is deadly if he starts the remaining fixtures for sure. Thoughts on Watkins captain this week? Yeah, he's another one that could be interesting. Is it for me when again we've Haaland? No. And Arsenal is a tough fixture, man. Or why do I say Arsenal, man? I meant Brighton, sorry. Brighton is actually not a tough fixture. Brighton have been useless. But again, I think I'd go with Haaland. Team reveal. There's nothing to reveal. We're kind of still in the makings here. I'm unsure what I'm going to do. It's going to be a -4, I think, which is unfortunate. Again, Alvarez is another flop for me. He started the games, which is probably surprising, but he just hasn't been returned since I brought him in. So he's kind of sucked. Jay-Z says, let's see the team. I need to copy you before my phone dies. I'm not going to rush it, man. Hopefully you can find the charger. HI, Hall or Livramento were a punt as a Shah replacement? I don't think so, man. Petrovic or Pickford? Pickford. Captaincy tier list outside of Haaland. So Haaland number 1, Isaac KDB number 2, Isaac number 3. Brantwaite or Porro? Brantwaite. Would you sell Saka, Bruno, Son to bring in Foden as of a 8-point hit? I don't think so, man. Those 3 are still pretty good options. Zabania and Neto to Petrovic and Guardiola. Yes. What do you think of Madueke for a 37 punt? Not bad at all, man. Not bad at all. Hoichoi, bench Dallo or Burn? Dallo or Burn? I think I'd bench Dallo, but Dallo is a nice option for this week. Foden, Palmer or Isaac for captain? Out with a lot, probably Palmer. Again, I don't know why I'm not including Palmer on my captaincy list. I feel like you just go really differential if you're going to go differential, you know what I mean? Con says Palmer captaincy locked in. Yes, a nice shout. Even with the Bruno injury, yeah, that's what I mean. I just don't know how severe, because I don't know if it's to any of his legs. I just feel like it's with his hand or something. Like, I'm unsure. Jonas says, "Hi mate, pretty useless, but would you rather Doughty or Tarkowski to start?" Either, to be honest. They both have good goal threat. Doughty hasn't got a return in a while, but if you're probably Tarkowski, man, I would say. That's what I would go with anyway. Mitch says, any suggestions for transfers or roll my team? Here's my team: Ederson, Petro, White, Gabriel, Byrne, Maguire, Brantwaite, Palmer, Gordon. Very good team. Any suggestions for transfers? Mitch, but looks at that team, I would roll for sure. Taylor with a £5 super chat. Thank you so much. Chasing 30 points. Is Bruno to Saka captain and starting João Pedro over Son a bit mad? You're getting to this territory of playing risky, is it? I see. Bruno to Saka captain. You know, that's not a bad move in isolation, I don't think. And then you're laughing if Bruno... I assume your rival has Bruno. Starting João Pedro ahead of Son. It is a bit mad, I can't lie, but it's only mad because everyone else will have Son, I think. But realistically, like, how far ahead will that get you ahead of your mini league rival? Like, let's say you do Bruno to Saka. What are you expecting from Saka against Bournemouth? He could do very well. Now that I think of it. But again, it's Saka versus Haaland. You have to keep that in mind. And I don't know, man. Bruno to Saka. No, it's not a bad move. Would I captain Saka? Probably not. But as a just one move, I think it's not bad. Starting João Pedro over Son, it is a bit mad. But again, at Anfield, man. But then again, if they don't have Van Dijk, man, I do fancy us scoring a goal. Again, I don't know if they'll have Van Dijk, but it's just looking likely that he could miss out. So to answer your question, that's a make or break to your season, so I don't want to answer it. But if I have to answer it, I mean, fucking go for it. You know what I mean? João Pedro and Son is actually closer than I think. I think Brighton will score against Villa for sure. They haven't scored in ages. That's why I think they're going to score. And I know it sounds stupid, but like, that's how I'd play it in my head. Bruno to Saka. You see, the only thing I have with that is Bruno has been playing so well, and if he plays, man, he has a double next week as well. Whereas Saka doesn't. So that's why I feel like it's hard to get rid of Bruno for Saka. No, I don't think I'd do it. I just hold on to Bruno. George says Bruno won't miss a game. He'll start. I'm 90% sure of it. Yeah, I hope you're right. I do hope you're right. Connor says, what are your transfer plans? Let me get back to my team. Sorry. I'm going to make my transfer in a second. I think the play is KDB for me. Yeah, and I suppose you just have to hold your hand up when you get your transfers wrong. Like, this is my first blunder of the season, I would say, is bringing in Madison and Alvarez. I really thought Madison would do well, lads, especially with the Sheffield United game and Burnley game coming up. I feel like I could still get burned by him doing well in those two, but it is what it is. Spiros, Captain and Palmer. The model has got some balls. Yeah, the thing about the model is they don't got balls. That's why it makes decisions like that. And that's why it's so good, and it's inside the top 10k. Is Madison to Foden worth it, Shy? Yes, I think so. Watch, this will be the week Madison scores against Liverpool. It would be the week, like. Con says Antonio was a mistake. Yeah, but Con, I don't think I regret that. Like, you can't account for players getting injured. Whereas Madison didn't get injured, you know what I mean? He was fine, he's just been shit, like. You know what I mean? And I suppose same with Alvarez, he played, he's just been shit as well. Brokey says, hi Chai, would you get rid of Salah for Foden? Or KDB? For a -4. Brokey, I would just play Salah this week against Tottenham, to be honest. Yo Chai, says Joseph, I've triple captain. Yeah, I would play it this week. Should I sell Diaz for Gordon? Or Kai, or play safe and go 8 Nori to Ben White? Should I sell Diaz for Gordon? Or Kai? Man, Diaz versus Spurs is not bad this week, man. Tottenham are useless, man. And I'm a Spurs fan. It pains me to say it, man. I never thought this season we'd get to this point where I'm actually ridiculing us, but man, I've never seen us play so bad, man. Feels like the end of Conte's reign and Jose's reign where we're at this part, but I just want the season to be over. Should you go 8 Nori to Ben White? Yes. Did I just see a question from my boy FPL Hasbullah? I thought I did. Oh, I did. Yo, what's up? How are we? What's your plan, brother? Especially with Bruno. Mateta is the best captain this game week. Don't you start. Bench Bruno or Son or Jackson? I would bench Jackson. Saying that, I might bring him in and start him. Should I sell Diaz for Gordon or Kai, or play safe and go 8 Nori? I answered that already. Start Garnacho or Mateta? Start Mateta. Bench Bruno, Son or... I answered that. Love my dude, no problem, Brokey. Are you rolling? Says Farouk. No, I'm not. Hi, Chia. I don't know who Chia is. Start Bruno or Son? I don't know, man. I think I start Bruno. Okay, I need to really start moving here. 17 minutes until the deadline. By the way, a midday deadline is so weird, man. It is so weird. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking De Bruyne for Madison. 1-for-1. It is a move. And De Bruyne could easily outscore Madison this week. Jackson over a Dingra for a -4 is really what it is. That's the move I'm weighing up here. Is that a good move? I feel like a Dinger could do well this week. Maybe I'm tripping though. Man, it's so annoying. My bench boost is gonna suck after all this prepping. So annoying, man. Let's see. Another scroll on Twitter before we lock in our moves. I want to see. I need some inspiration. Shard to Walker. Even FPL mode has a better team than me, man. This is crazy. In fairness, his bench kind of sucks as well, though. Good luck, mate. You'll need it. Fuck's sake. Gianni's locked in. Very good team. Did you... Mr. Feta says, Choi, did you take the V needle? So no, I'm not vaccinated. Believe it or not. I don't know what the V needle is though, but I assume you're talking about the vaccination needle, potentially. If you're wondering why, it's just because I wanted to know more, like, before taking it, what it was going to be like. And it just didn't appeal to me what people were saying, so I didn't want to risk anything, to be honest. So yeah, that's why I didn't get it. Have you looked at Bench Boost Game Week 38, Chai? I haven't, and the reason I haven't is because in Game Week 38 it's usually you never know who's gonna start. V needle. I always see you with a cold. Thank God you did not take it. Yeah, I always have a cold, man. I've been sick for a while now, and it's really annoying. But yeah, hopefully one day we'll feel better. W Chai. I did not say the word because the chat will block me. No, nothing against anyone with the vaccination, and I'm not anti-vax by any means. It's just at the time I just feel like came out very quick. Yeah, V needle is a very interesting name to call it. That is so gas. You didn't take it and look your FPL rank. Yeah, that rumor has it everyone in the top 100 doesn't have the vaccination. That's why. For fuck's sake, this is what it's come to. Mr. Feather says so much bad things will come. People are going to go crazy. Yeah, so basically I have a few family friends who are doctors, 2 or 3 of them, and I just didn't get good reports from them either, so it was an accumulation of things. Again, I'm absolutely not against it. If you got it, I mean, fair enough, I can completely understand why you did. But again, I'm aware it's a sensitive topic, so we will move on from it. Interesting question though. And I like the observation that I'm always sick, so you just assumed I was. Okay. On another note though, let me do my transfers. I can't believe this though. We're on the way out in real life and in FPL. The only thing getting KDB does for me this week is it means no Salah for the rest of the season, which is a bit shit, I have to say. I can't believe I'm going to go Salahless, because I planned on getting him back in the last game of the season, and I don't think I can do that anymore. Let's have a look. Who are my options? Is there anyone, like, can I go Højlund over Jackson? Probably not. You know what though, I do think United will finish the season strong though, even though they're shit. Man, they're really bad, but like George, speak to me. Sell me your boy Rasmus Højlund. Speak to me. Anyone that's a United fan, I know even United fans can't sell me him, but let me know what you're thinking. CV19 shy. Marco says Alvarez will start. I don't think so, man. Especially with KDB back and firing. Ivo says I just believe in freedom of choice and what one puts in their body. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm a believer in that too. I just feel like it was a bit pushed, and that's what kind of I found was unusual. Usually, like, people have no issue if you don't want to take something. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh, but you're going to make everyone else sick. But that's just not the case, like. And then it turns out, like, it doesn't even help. So it's just like, you know, whatever. Again, we'll move on. Chat, what are you thinking? Start Bruno or Son? Yeah, so everyone is split on that pretty much. Everyone is confused. Højlund has Arsenal in game week 37. Yeah, he does, to be fair. I don't think anyone can sell me Højlund at this point. Fuck's sake. Adam Sousa says, who would you captain if not Haaland? Isaac, KDB, Saka or Palmer? I'd captain KDB. Stephen is confident Palace are going to do United. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'm a believer in freedom of movement. Rejoin the EU. Yeah, I forgot you guys are not in the EU. That's fairly mad. Again, I'm from Ireland, so it's a bit different for me. Chelsea are finishing strong. Yeah, that's why I think I just go Jackson, to be honest. I'm sick of taking hits, though. I think this is the third week in a row. Eating Two Guns says, please, Chai, you've never let me down before. Start Mateta or Bruno. Look, everyone knows I love Mateta, even though I didn't get him on my free. But I would just start Bruno anyway. City are going to lose? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. What is the main reason to captain KDB over Haaland? I don't think there is a reason. Haaland all day, man. Hi, Chai. Who are you benching this week from your attacking line? Yeah, I'm about to find out. I need to bring in Jackson first. I'm going to make these transfers now. It just makes more sense. Oh, I should have got Jackson in earlier, though. "10 minutes into the deadline, please, who are you captaining?" It will be Haaland, man. Am I confident on Jackson? I just feel for 6.9 million, he is a good option. And KDB is much better than Madison come this game week and next game week. Barco or Dunk? I mean, I think I'll go Dunk just for security. Here's my advice, by the way. To the 900, or to the, I wish I had 900. To the 290 that are in here, if you could hit the like button before I go on a spiel. But if you're chasing in a mini league, right? There's a big double coming up. First check whoever your mini league rival is, and just see where your team differentiates, and narrow down the players one by one, and see, because you'll have one or two transfers between now and next week. Is there anyone that you don't have that could give you an edge that he's not going to bring in for next week? And if you're 30 points behind, I'd keep faith. It's well possible, especially in a double like that, because captaincy is still up for grabs for next week, in my opinion. Even I'm kind of looking at, maybe, I know it sounds mad, but that Burnley fixture for Tottenham kind of strikes my eye. Okay, I'm going to lock in my moves. Jackson and De Bruyne in for Madison and Alvarez. Two guys that have let me down this season, man. Pains me to do it, but it needs to be done. It's done. It's done. Now I have a benching headache. Adingra or N Jackson. So, this is the situation a lot of you guys find yourself in. Do I go with the spicy differential Adingra, or do I just start Jackson, who everyone has? Jackson's playing much better than Adingra. What do I do? Okay, let's do a quick poll. There's only one way to settle this. Jackson or Adingra? I'm leaning towards Adingra, personally. But I just took a hit, so I kind of want to start Jackson, I can't lie. Let's see. Captain Jackson. Yeah, everyone's going to want to play Jackson. Brighton are very toothless, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you're right. But I don't know, it's just the differential. That's why I said I'd ask. But yeah, you're right. No chance Adingra is going to win that one. Let me just put him in for the time being. I didn't realise Chelsea were at home to West Ham as well. 306 people in here. Welcome to the stream, anyone that's just joined in. I hope we're well. Me, I'm absolutely dying sick. And if anyone hasn't heard, I'm meeting up with Gianni Buttici. I'm going to the airport tomorrow and I'm flying out to meet up with him. We're also playing a match on Sunday. I hope I'm fit for it though. Vic Jr. says, "Choi my goat." Welcome, bro. Hope we're well. Yeah, there's no. I don't even know why I done that poll. 20% on Adingra though. Some spicy guys out there. Imagine you took a hit to bench Jackson. Yeah, I suppose, Mr. Federer, but it's also a hit to start De Bruyne over Madison. You know what I mean? I think Madison gets nothing out of that Liverpool fixture. So yeah, De Bruyne has been on fire, man. I feel like this time this season especially, he's always really good. Alright. I know it's controversial, lads. And it's absolute nothing. Actually, no, we'll do it after stream. I want to ask a question. Yeah. So if you're still here, I want to ask. I want to do a poll. If everyone is willing to stay back after. If Madison bangs, you're gonna cry, man. You know what? I'll cry and laugh at the same time because as a Spurs fan, you know what I mean. I wouldn't mind. Wait, did you just take a hit? Yeah. So Adam, I just took a hit for De Bruyne and Jackson for Madison and Alvarez. Not ideal, but the two boys have just let me down recently. And De Bruyne will get a fixture, I'm hoping, over Alvarez, and same with Jackson. He'll start both over Alvarez in the double. And sorry, over Madison. That's what I meant to say. Mbuemo or Son to start? Help. Mbuemo could be nice against Fulham. Mbuemo. Bro just called me Fran. That is crazy. There's no way. That's wild. Some will score a pen and get a late goal. 3 bonus points. I will see. Yeah, but you know, you still want to finish the season strong, regardless of how shit we're playing. You know what I mean? You don't want to end the season that bad. Choi, the best 4.9 defender. Who is the best 4.9 defender? Let's have a look. 4.9. You're not exactly spoiled for choice, are you? I would say Dan Burn, maybe. Dan Burn for sure. Choi, would you take a hit to move Madison to Gordon? Yes, potentially. Madison is just... Look, I think it's more so because we can't be sure if he's starting tomorrow. And also... Or not tomorrow, on the weekend. And also the fact that Gordon plays against Burnley, man. It's just a great fixture. Best 4.2, Maguire. Choi, help. Shall I sell Porro for Walker? No, you have to hold on for him for next week. Start Elise or Madison? I start Elise this week. I'm fairly sure he's a United fan, so he'd want to do well against United. Hi Choi, I heard your fan base on the website are writing letters for the team to not perform versus City, so Arsenal don't win the title. Your fan base are unreal. Yeah, you know what? Me personally, and I'm on their side, I would rather get rolled over by City and play our youth team than leave Arsenal win the league. You know what I mean? Sorry to any of the Arsenal fans, but I hope you'd understand. Like, and I'm sure any would say the same about Tottenham. So yeah. Who to bench? Son or Bruno? I would bench Son. Yeah, so I'm locked in. Let me refresh to make sure. Just need a bit of luck this week, man. It's not been going my way recently. You know what? It's not bad now that I think of it. It's good that I done that hit. The only issue, it doesn't make my bench boost any better for next week, but we're just gonna have to farm it. It is what it is. We bring in Pope, I'd say. If City drop points, you're buzzing. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me, just because we're coming towards the end of the deadline, just to let you know, I'm going to finish up at around 25 too, so you know. Yeah, Arsenal fans done the same in 2016, absolutely. I've been convinced by a coin flip to start Bruno over Son. Yeah, not bad. Your cabinet consists of only tears. Man, my cabinet is fairly empty right now, man. We won't get into that though. It's painful. By the way, if any are not already subscribed, much appreciated if you can. We're nearly at 4,500 subscribers. If you could get me there, much appreciated, lads. Pickle is after taking another hit. Guardiola and Brandwaite. She is well set up for a bench boost if Gusto and Shara are fit, to be fair. Interesting move. Sean says, take a punt on Wissa, why not? Yeah, absolutely, Sean. I loved the way you didn't even think about it. Like, you just said, yeah, why not? Wissa's a good fixture, go for him. Love it. Doyle says, yeah, I'd say the exact same, vice versa. Yeah. Should I take a -8 this week or the next? I think it's too late. We have a minute to the deadline. I would say this week if you're setting up for a bench boost. Start Onana or Petrovic? Probably Petrovic, just for the home fixture. Let me see if Gianni is live actually. I'm gonna join him if he is still live. Yeah, he is still live. So lads, join me on Gianni's channel after this. I'm gonna put a link in chat before we go and I leave you. Thank you so much for joining me. Put in Gianni's chat, by the way. Choi Raider or something to do with Choi. Hashtag Choi or something. Let me get the link for his stream. Link. I'm gonna spam it in chat and join his stream. And I will see you over there. Again, thank you for joining me. Only 3 weeks left. We'll see you again for another stream. I'll be joining Gianni this week, real life in person. So join Gianni's chat and I will see you over there. Thank you so much, lads.